physically here in the room with us today, and everyone in the room virtually. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I know that I probably went long. I need a little water.
134. 134. 134. Thank you, Brandy. So like you said, I introduced him to Clubhouse. If y'all don't know what that is yet, you have to be invited into it. It's cool, but you only get 5 invites, which I found out. I was just
the more you use it, the more invites you get.
There you go.
Way.
So it's pretty cool. So he's addicted to that. So I wanted very quickly. I usually have a testimonial, but I'm going to hold mine, and I have some other people that I want to speak real quick. If you've been in here before, you're going to hear Lisa. Her testimonial is incredible and it's powerful. But I want to bring up. I threw him on the spot. Avery earlier. I texted him. I said, "Dude, you got to do a testimonial because what this guy's done in a short amount of time is pretty incredible. His team, but I'm going to let him speak a little bit. Avery, how long have you been in real estate?
So I'm Avery McCain, and I am essentially under Mel, and Lisa, and Nate, and my girlfriend Stephanie, who's also a real estate agent. I'm right here under her, so I'm way down here in the pipeline. You guys seen it already, but her and I both graduated from Champions School of Real Estate, like in January 2019. Both tested on the same day. We got, hundreds on that test. It's pass or fail, so I'll tell you all the time I got 100. Well, 25th of January, we just actually celebrated our first year anniversary of being real estate agents. It's been cool. I wish she was here to introduce you because our story is pretty funny. I saw this stuff, without Randy. I did my own research on EXP and I see the numbers. I've been in finance in the Air Force for 10 years, so I'm all about my numbers. And when I saw the 80-20 split, I was like, yep, I'm going. I found a high producing agent out here in San Antonio. I saw him selling houses, which looked like he was selling for breakfast and selling for dinner. It was crazy. So I linked up with him because I wanted to be like him. But I came to find out he didn't have time for me. Like he's working, and now since I've been doing it, I see it. It's tough. So it's kind of hard to get under somebody's wing, especially in the beginning. My girlfriend, Stephanie, she went a different route. She went Keller Williams, and she joined under Nathan Garcia's team. So I'm like ear hustling, I'm seeing what's going on, I'm like watching her phones and watching the chats and the group messages, and I see how he's training his team, and I'm like, you know what? I need to learn how to sell. I need to learn how to close. At the time, EXP for me, it wasn't giving me that, to be honest. So I went over to Keller Williams. Splits were much different, but I started networking, right? I learned how to close. I learned how to, be a producing agent. So what happened was Nate and Lisa end up teaming up. He decides to bring the whole team over to EXP. I was excited for that because I know I'm gonna make some more money. Very easy, like you talk about it, but I mean, it's simple math. That 80-20 split is crazy. So he brings his team of 12 over, and that was a good opportunity for us to break off, right? Do our own thing, build our own team. Stephanie and I kind of came over here. We started the McCain Realty Group, and that was just 3 months ago. Long story short, since then, we've now built a team throughout all of Texas. I got an agent in Dallas, I got 2 agents out in Houston. I was able to hire my sister, who's doing amazing on her own in a whole different industry. She saw what was going on. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna move to San Antonio and rock with my brother. So she just got her license and she's already hitting the ground running. Her and I we're racing to 1 million contracted each month. So I told her she'd get a head start. But it's pretty amazing. So the biggest difference on our my new shot, her first shot over here at EXP, is the support. That support and network is crazy. So she saw it under Nate's group over there at Keller Williams. Once we came over here, man, now we got top listing agent in San Antonio, Lisa Guzman, ready to help us. We got Miss Melanie up here that, it's nothing but support, and like they just feed down this line, that MLM that he's talking about, right? Ours is tough. And we got some people, like my new agents that come in, I tell them like, just be confident, because if you don't know the answer, hit me up. If I don't know the answer, Lisa's gonna know, Mel's gonna know, Nate's gonna know, and the culture that y'all build here is amazing. You know, I said Uncle Randy or Mama Mel, you know, like nothing about age or nothing. It's just like what you're putting together for us is very motherly like we are kids out here, and you love to see us grow, and that's what's really important. That's what's super refreshing from any brokerage that I've seen. And I'll tell you one more thing, Keller Williams, right? You know, that's my experience. I'm not trying to, not Keller Williams, but what would make, if Lisa and I were both at Keller Williams, what would make her help me out? We're competition. You know what I'm saying? Like here at EXP, it's more of a partnership. So that's really what I see, and that's what I love about EXP. By the way, Steph and I both, we're about to cap. You know what I'm saying? In 3 months, we're out here getting it. That we couldn't have got that without support from people like Nathan Garcia, who has an amazing plan that he put together for real estate agents. He's selling it all across the nation. You know, that's my guy. That's my partner. He says, "Here, take this. You know what I'm saying? Teach your agents how to sell." Because like this little chain, like the MLM thing, they do good, right? If I do good, Nate does good, Lisa does good, Mel does good. Everybody above us is making some good money. That 20% gets sprinkled. 7 levels. Why not help me out if I call you late night and I have a question? You know what I mean? So yeah, we're around. I got an office here. If you guys have any questions, you come chit chat with me, but definitely anybody online too, reach out to whoever invited you, because something crazy going on here. I'll tell you one more thing too before I get off this little podium, which I kind of like. I kind of got comfortable up here. When we first started this, man, that stock was at like 60. Where are we at now, Lisa? 140. Yeah, and that's all on the side. That's what's really crazy is, get your stocks up. That's really building wealth. 80-20, you're gonna get a good little paycheck. And I had people knocking at my door to be on my team. Seriously. I want Laredo, I want Austin, and I'll take as many people that are willing to learn. You hear what I'm saying? I can network Texas, I can network out there in Florida. I have people watching from North Carolina right now, just to see what's going on. Hopefully New York. But it's pretty crazy. You can't do this in every brokerage, and that's why I love EXP. Thanks for letting me give my little
Good one. I know, you made me cry, brother, man. I haven't cried in a while. Well, let me actually bring up Lisa, since you were talking about stock real quick. Those of you who don't know Lisa Guzman, one of the top agents in San Antonio, and one of the top listing agents as well, not only with EXP, but in San Antonio as well. Lisa and I actually closed a deal together, and we didn't even meet in person. And I just called her, and I was like, Randy always makes a joke, that I was like, "Hey girl," and that was me. I invited her to a lunch, and I gave her a hard time. She walked in with her team, and it was all dark, and where's Chris? And y'all opened the doors, all lights, and I was like, okay, first of all, they're all like 4'2", but it looked like it looked like the Latina Kardashians. That's what I told her. So I'll let her tell her story. It's pretty powerful.
So yeah, guys, I started in real estate 15 years ago, and I want to say I absolutely fell in love with it. It fell on my lap. I always tell people that I answered a Craigslist ad. I'm not lying. I literally answered a Craigslist ad. Didn't really know what I was going to do with myself. Was in college, but really didn't really figure it out yet. But I knew I needed a job, and so I messaged. The ad said, admin assistant for a realtor. And I said, oh, wow, I could do that. I could be like, an assistant to a realtor. So I interviewed, guy's name's Reggie Hawk. I interviewed with him. He gave me a chance, and then it's crazy, but a lot of people that have kind of followed my career kind of said like, oh my God, we saw you when you were like just an assistant at an office, and kind of just went up from there, right? Went into new home sales, was doing that for a while, absolutely loved it, thought it was the best thing ever, and then decided to become a realtor. And so that was the next step, right? New home sales, then become a realtor. At least that's the way I thought it was in my head. So became a realtor and joined a team at KW. Love that team, absolutely loved it. It was really, really hard for me to go off on my own because I was making a ton of money. Ton of money in my opinion, under 30, you know, making 6 figures. For me, that was a lot of money. So, you know, I loved it. Problem is that I didn't have a future, to be honest with you. I was on that hamster wheel, like most agents are. We don't know any better. You're just selling, and then you're selling again, and then you're selling again. And it's awesome because you're making good money, you know, and like Randy says, your lifestyle gets better. You buy a bigger house, you buy a nicer car, you buy some nice outfits, right? So what do we all do as realtors? Most of us, right? Well, I think. And I just knew that I needed to set up my family for our future, for retirement. And I didn't know how I was gonna get there with KW, to be honest with you. It's the same thing over and over again. It's like Groundhog Day, Groundhog Day, Groundhog Day. Melanie invited me to the meeting. I didn't see it at first, I'm not gonna lie. I always tell people that I did not see it. My husband saw it. Thank God that he saw it, because when he saw it, he was like, you have to do this. Like, this is a big deal. Like, you have to do it. Took me a while because I absolutely loved KW. Not gonna lie. I drank the Kool-Aid. Loved it there. There was nothing wrong with where I was. Problem is that when you produce, they literally give you a plaque. And I'm not joking. It's like a freaking plaque. At EXP, I produce, and I'm doing what I'm doing regardless, and I get shares of stock in the company. And that was huge. I didn't really realize the magnitude of what it was until probably the summer of this year, when I saw that everything that I've been doing, the selling that I've been doing, the producing that I've been doing, now it's like, oh my gosh, I have 500 grand in stock. And my husband's like, pull it out now, pull it out. That's so much money, pull it out. And we're like, should we pull it out? And then I was like, you know what, no, just let it ride. It was money that was awarded to me, and you know, I participate in the agent equity program, so it's a little bit of money that, you know, for each check that I buy, each commission check, I buy shares of stock in the company. I looked at it today, it's at 1.5 million. And that's not, and it's literally nothing special. I promise you, it's nothing special. Like, I'm not special. All I do is I hustle, because I'm used to it. Remember, I came from like the hamster wheel. I came from new home sales, was selling about 70 to 80 homes a year in new home sales. Then I went to KW, sold anywhere between 60 and 80 homes there. I'm just doing what I was doing over there. I just brought it here. And then when I brought it here, I was awarded for it. And it is freaking incredible. When you have that amount of money, you know, that you can actually take out, because a lot of people say, oh, you can't take it out. Yes, you can. You can definitely sell the shares. I know, because I look at it every day, and it's like, oh, you can pull out $1.1 million, I think was yesterday, $1.1 million. And it's kind of enticing. But you can actually pull it out, you can sell it, and it's your money, right? It can go into your account. I just want you guys to know that I'm nothing special, but this platform has made me special, honestly. It's literally made me think like, wow, there's an end to all this hamster wheel. There's actually an end. I can actually retire. Almost every successful agent I know in the city, I want to say all the top producers, we kind of know each other, like the people that produce on high levels. And they're still producing, guys. There's only a few people that actually, you can say, oh yeah, they're wealthy, they're, you know, they have rental properties and all that stuff. So, you know, but most of the agents that are high producers are still producing. I always tell people, I want to work, I love what I do, but I don't want to have to do it. I don't want to have to go show somebody if I don't want to. I want it to be a choice when I'm in my 50s or 60s. Literally, I'm still gonna hustle because I'm like crazy, but I want it to be a choice. I do not want to have to do it. And in my opinion, this is the only avenue that we can do it and still love what we do. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Mel. Melanie, I think I owe Melanie like 50 steak dinners.
No, that was one phone call, one good phone call. I want to, I have a special guest I'm gonna bring up here in just a second. I'm gonna hold you for one more second. If you're still on this, oh my gosh, you're amazing. I want to tell one more testimonial very quickly. Stephanie Stone, come on up here. I know you hide behind the computer 24/7. So if you
Because
don't
I'm
know
writing
Stephanie Stone,
contracts.
she's one of my dear friends. She's been in the business a little over 2 years.
Yeah.
Built her own team in her first year. We were sitting at Revolution Juice Bar, and she was like, "I'm gonna build my own team," and I was like,
On a fluke. Just,
"Well, of course you are. You're crazy. You're gonna do that." And she did, and ended up iconing. And if you don't know what that is, we'll go over that later. But I'm gonna let her tell a quick testimonial
Yeah.
on what just happened to her.
So one of the things that I love to tell whenever we talk about stock is I come, and this job will totally sound made up, but I swear it was a real job with real benefits and everything. I worked for a company called Geeks Who Drink, where we worked with bars and restaurants producing trivia nights. I ran a 13-person all remote team, so this cloud-based thing was totally natural for me. And after my first year, the company decided to start giving us health insurance and a 401k with a 5% employer match. I was like, damn, I'm like in a big kid job, making good money with a job that I liked, a team that I liked. And then I got my real estate license basically because I was about to turn 40 and said, I always wanted to get my license. And if I never sell a house, at least I can say I had my real estate license. And then I sold my first house and I go, if I never sell another house, I can at least say I sold a house. I was a real estate agent for a day because I had my big kid job with my 401k and my insurance and making good money and that 5% employer match and, the American dream. Well, real estate started taking off and my passion changed. So I put my notice in. I think I gave him 10 weeks notice because that's just how I do. And devoted full-time to real estate. By that time, I think I had closed maybe 10, 15 transactions as a part-time agent because I had that support behind me. So when I left the company, rolled that 401k into another account, let that money sit, hey, I can't pull it out until I'm at 59 and a half or I'm going to get a 20% penalty. So cool, I had that money in there. I checked it last week and that $7,000 is still just $7,000 that I put 5% away with my 5% employer match that I was so proud of. As of this morning, just for doing what I do, for hitting icon, producing, helping my agents produce, helping my team produce, going out, still opening doors, I still don't hate it yet. I have just a little shy of $65,000 in stock in less than 28 months of being a real estate. So my 5-year job where I was proud of the $7,500 that I had in my retirement fund, I've 10 times over in less than half the time. So, I love my team. I love what I do. I am lane 2 all day long. That is my point of pride of, at the end of the day, the people that I help, but how am I helping myself? That's it right there. So yeah, thank you for letting me come up.
Woo! Stephanie's actually doing a class. If you're on this call, Stephanie's doing a class this Friday live, Lights, Camera, and Confidence.
Yes, Lights, Camera, Confidence, Friday, 10 a.m.
Up here.
Facebook, Stephanie Stone Rob. You can find me and I'll send you an invite.
Yeah, and we'll send an invite out. So without further ado, I have a very, very, very special guest. You didn't even know you were going to talk. I just said, hey, wake up. You're going to come with me to a meeting today. So those of you that don't know, I've been in real estate a little over 4 years. And I will tell you very quickly, taught and coached 21 years. And in 21 years of my life, I was able to put away $107,000. Randy knows that because he's trying to help me figure out all my stuff. And 21 years of my life, and I loved every second of it, but $107,000. And I do not produce at the level Stephanie Stone does, Avery does, Lisa does, and in just 4.5 years, I really say 3.5 because my first year I was still teaching and coaching full time. Last week I had like a little over 400,000 in stock. So that is mind blowing to somebody that used to teach. And when I saw those numbers that Randy put up here, I don't know about y'all, but it was really hard to swallow to think I had to save that much money to live on $3,000 a month. So that's dramatically how my life's changed. So when I started real estate, my mentor was Barbara Harwell, and you have been in the industry 43 years. I'm gonna let her come up because y'all can't see her if you're on Zoom. She's one of the most beautiful people and souls I've ever met. But I'm gonna let her give her quick background as far as the people or whatever she wants to talk about. I'm just gonna let her go.
Yeah, they just turned me loose. So you should be very afraid, very afraid. 43 years in real estate, why? It's different every time. I owned a commercial real estate company here in San Antonio. I owned a boutique residential company in Scottsdale, Arizona. When I saw this model, I was in San Antonio. I was managing an office, a high producing office. Gene Frederick, Rob Flick, Tracy and Scott Lewis recruited us, or tried to recruit us. We sat down with them for about an hour, heard Rob's story, heard everybody's story, and it was too good to be true. And I'm a realist. You know, I believe in magical things, but this was just out of the realm of magical. That was in November of 2015. And I kept thinking, I couldn't sleep. These numbers kept going. I'm a really sort of a numbers person. And that just kept going on in my head, and I go, okay, we can keep selling 25 houses a month, or we can do this and maybe sell 2 or 3 houses, you know, get other people to, it just kept going over. Well, December of 2015, I made the jump. I met with Gene Frederick, and I said, Gene, tell me why not to do this. And he said, honey, I can't tell you not to do this. This is the best thing you'll ever do. Well, I'm agent 835, as you saw. Woo! And it's everything they said and more. It's so beyond the realm of comprehension that, listen, you know, if you're here listening now, take everything you've learned, kind of absorb it, just let it envelop you, and go out and share that with somebody. And I'm gonna tell you something. I was, it took me a while before I was comfortable sharing it, because quite frankly, I didn't believe it. And I cannot sell something I don't believe, and you shouldn't either. If you don't believe it, don't sell it. So take your time. It's better to let a pro like Randy and Mel do it for you. Just give them enough to be excited and understand that this is something that can change your life. Take it and introduce the professional, let them answer all the questions, and let them sit on it. I sat on it is about 6 weeks, but I couldn't sleep. And it's those people who can't sleep that are gonna come back to maybe a month, it may be 2 months, it may be 3 months, but they'll finally get it, and it changes lives for the positive. Thank you.
Well, that was for sure our longest one. So if you're all still here, oh my gosh, there's still people on here. That's amazing. So we're going to stay around and stick around. Thank you all the way. Oh, Steph got here. Hey. So if you're here, we're here to answer any questions you have. And if you're through Zoom, reach out to the person who invited you. They can get a hold of any of us, Randy, myself, and anybody. And like I said, Friday we always do classes here as well, and they are also streamed as well. You can jump on Stephanie Stone's Facebook, the Stone Team.
The Stone Team.
On Facebook and YouTube.
Yes,
maybe.
and on YouTube.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be on there because I said it now. So,
Thanks for being my
yes,
social media manager.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And I've got everything downloaded up until testimonials. So.